All right, y'all, come on over, pop a squat, get your coffee, your snacks. It is time to get into some more spooky follower stories. I am Autumn in Appalachia. If you have a spooky story of your own that you would like to share, please feel free to comment or send me a DM. I can either tag you or leave you anonymous, whatever makes you most comfortable. Make sure as well to add me on Facebook, same handle, Autumn in Appalachia. Without further ado, Rachel sent me a DM, and from the second that I started reading, I was like, what in the Kentucky fried hell? Because it is so creepy. Now, she said that this is a story her family has talked about for years, and they still don't know how to explain it. Rachel said that unfortunately they lost her uncle Ronnie to sewer slide, and after he passed away, 3 of her family members got a phone call from him. Now, we are going to be elaborating more on those phone calls in just a second, but it is also very important to give you some context about her Uncle Ronnie. So Rachel said that her Uncle Ronnie was always moving around the country trying to run from the cops, but he somehow managed to never get in trouble. He was somebody who could just talk himself out of anything. He was very charismatic. He was able to somehow play any instrument that he picked up, even if it was the first time that he had ever played it before, and he could play it proficiently. So he just seemed kind of like an enigma of a person, but he also had his own demons, maybe not just metaphorically, maybe physically as well, at least according to Rachel's family. Rachel's family believes that Ronnie had some sort of negative energy or attachment that either followed him throughout his life or was in him and a part of him throughout his life. And one example that she gave of this is that when Rachel's mother, we're just going to call her mother Kathy. So when Kathy was 13 years old, she used to babysit for Ronnie and her sister. And one night she is home alone with the kids and she sees some sort of a gray, cloudy looking like humanoid figure or entity coming down the stairs. It would go into the closet at the bottom of the stairs and then come out and go back up the stairs, all while muttering a language that she had never heard before. And what was also so creepy about it is that it replayed on a loop, just over and over again. This humanoid shape would come down the stairs, go in the closet, go back up the stairs. And so there were experiences like this that followed Ronnie throughout his life before he eventually and unfortunately took his life. My sincerest condolences there to her family, by the way. Now, back to this phone call. After Ronnie passed away, 2 of Rachel's uncles and 1 of her aunts all received phone calls from Ronnie, or was it Ronnie, from beyond the grave. Now, when his name showed up on their caller ID, they are so confused. They are horrified, sick at their stomachs. They answer. Every one of them said that it sounded just like Ronnie. Same voice, same vocal mannerisms, that it was even saying things that only Ronnie could know. One of the uncles said that when he got the phone call, that it even called him by a nickname that was exclusive to him and Ronnie that nobody else would have known about. When Rachel's aunt got her phone call, she has spiritual discernment or abilities, Rachel said. And when she picked that call up, she immediately got a horrible feeling in her gut, and she knew in her heart that it was not Ronnie that she was speaking to, that it was something mimicking him to try to manipulate them or lure them somehow. And she goes to hang up this phone call. As she is hanging the call up, she hears the most evil, demonic laughter, and she said that it absolutely sent a chill down her spine. Now, that's kind of just where the story drops off. There is not any sort of closure or ending there. As far as I know, they only got these phone calls 1 time each, 3 calls in total. And it, like I said, is something that Rachel and her family still talk about to this day and don't quite know how to explain. If you have a spooky story of your own, as I mentioned before, please feel free to comment or send me a DM, and make sure to stay tuned for more spooky stories.